to my jaws. Try.
And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4 slot. And for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4 spot.
The Heat marched their way to the best record in the league last season, 66-16, and the ability to win on the road, a big part of that league best record.
LeBron passes to Bosh. Back to LeBron. Lays it up and banks it in.
How many times have we seen him do that? Just batter a defense with his ability to explode to the basket.
And back to the Heat in their play on the road. 29 wins for them as the visiting side, and that was in another category compared to every other team in the league. Steve, nobody else really even came close.
No, nobody did, and I'll tell you what, when they went on their huge winning streak, it wasn't like they did it all at home. In fact, 13 of those 27 games during their winning streak were on the road, and that's not easy to do.
And the rejection by Haslam. Wade, right side. Good ball movement here by Miami. It's stolen by Duncan. Outside Leonard puts the lead pass in front of him. And that is good. Parker's got his first basket.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Wade, he's covered by Leonard. It's tipped. It's stolen by Duncan. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Here's Green. And it's Haslam with the rebound.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He was head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs. Well, with him, what immediately comes to mind is the long-range shooting. I mean, he can knock down shots from anywhere, and of course that forces the defense to locate him at all times.
And offensively, you'll find him often lurking on those corners. Always a high percentage shot among three-pointers, and especially for him.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
You know, last year LeBron said that he was at his peak as a player, both physically and spiritually. You could see it in his eyes, just so confident. Even when things aren't going well, he now has the fortitude to make his way through that and continue to play and finish the game.
Now here's Parker. Back to Green. 5 to shoot. Parker left side. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Parker's got his second basket of the night. Well, when you think about the level that LeBron is playing at right now, Clark, do you think he still has room to improve his game?
I think it's just a matter of his experience and picking and choosing his spots. I think his skill set is fantastic, and it's just a matter of staying the course. I don't see much improvement there. He's a terrific shooter from the 3 and inside the line. He drives it, makes his free throws, passes the ball, rebounds, defends. He wants to be in that 50, 40, 90 club on his shooting percentages, and I think he'll make it happen.
I know he's still working with Ray Allen on the free throw shooting, too.
Yeah.
Here's LeBron. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Bosh kicks to Haslam. The kick out to LeBron. Jacks up a 3. LeBron with another miss. And here are the Spurs. They're on a 13-5 run here. Green left side. That one wide left.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open. And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, we're seconds away from another championship, Anna.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosh. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. Ray Allen is checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Well, getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
Spurs leading by 7. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. Of course, the conversation veered to the challenge of defending LeBron James, and he said there's not a lot of good options with him. He can really do it all. I think you just have to try and stay in front of him, and if he gets in close, you have to bring help. And guys, we've seen LeBron really force the issue as far as getting into the lane. We'll see how they do.
Thanks, Doris. And so it's San Antonio with it. The Heat getting the bucket.
Well, it doesn't seem like they've missed many shots here.
Cole covered by Parker. Cole dishes to LeBron. Offline with his 3. The Spurs have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. Parker drives in. Stolen by Anderson. In transition, here comes Miami. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Parker with the steal. He kicks it to Bellinelli. Pass to Ginobili. He feeds it to Parker. With 1 on the clock. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. And it's 6 points for Tony Parker. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Spurs lead by 9. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
Well, LeBron James was probably his best season statistically a year ago. I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I mean, certainly it was his most efficient offensive season. I mean, he had career highs of 56% shooting from the floor and 41% from long range. I don't know if we've seen a player of his size put together those kinds of numbers with the types of shots that he takes. I mean, just absolutely stunning what he did in terms of his efficiency last season. That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Parker passes to Ginobili. Ginobili off a pick from Bonner. Ginobili attacking. LeBron grabs the miss. LeBron's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And for LeBron James this season before last, he really focused on scoring in the post. Steve, using his size and strength.
And we've seen his field goal percentage climb as a result. The low post work, I think the selection, too, shoots fewer three-pointers but a higher percentage. So now, how do you guard the guy? He's got everything in the package.
And a new group in for the Heat. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Haslam comes in for LeBron. Dwayne Wade, he's checked in for Ray Allen. And it's Chalmers in for Norris Cole. Battier kicks to Chalmers. Parker with the steal. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Splitter. Shot is off. Nice D from Bosch.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
Now Parker, after the missed three from Haslem. Back to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Splitter kicks to Parker. 6 to shoot. Splitter. Outside Leonard. Fires it up. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Leonard's got 6. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
No good from Duncan. The Heat trail by 6. The kick out to Bosch. Puts one up from 19. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, Ray Allen is arguably the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history. It's a shot crafted by endless reps in the gym, and he thinks being a bit, quote, obsessive-compulsive may have fed into his legendary dedication. He recalled back when he was 8 years old. He always had to make 5 left-handed layups and 5 right-handed layups before he could leave the gym. But one day, another team needed the gym, and he had to leave before he could complete his ritual. He said, "I cried. It messed up my day." Guys, it sounds strange, but that's Ray.
But Doris, for all of his downsides, that devotion to repetition is part of what's made Allen such an amazing shooter. At the end of the day, it certainly worked for him. Here's Haslem. After the made shot from Green. Fires from deep. No good.
Hey, last season Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
Here's Bosch, following the score by Tony Parker. Out to Battier, back to Bosch. It's stolen by Duncan. Leonard attacking, and Wade sends it back. It's stolen by Green, and he drops him the layup off the glass. Green's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency, but here in the second, he's turned it around.
The Heat trail by 10, and Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived, because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter, so he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
Now Parker, after the missed 3 from Chalmers. Here's Splitter, and it's blocked by Bosch. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Parker. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Just 5 on the clock. The finger roll finish at the button. Parker's got 10 points in the game.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Now here's Wade, looking to end the run. Chalmers' shot is no good. And here is Green. Parker outside. 44 seconds left now here in the second. Leonard, no luck.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault, and that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
And the officials call traveling violation.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right, a terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
LeBron, he's checked in for Udonis Haslem. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Poked away. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way to convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
And that does it for the first half of play. Spurs out in front, up 8. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's Wednesday night, and we're almost over the hump. This is the 2K Sports Halftime. The Spurs have been rolling along. Great activity defensively. They're taking measured risks, trying to force turnovers, putting a lot of pressure on that end of the floor. Tony Parker's dishing it out, and the other team is taking it. He's got 10 points and is putting out the effort defensively as well, making his presence felt on both ends of the floor. And midway through, the Heat are still alive. High speed, high energy. Every time they get the ball, they're off and running. LeBron is their leading scorer. He's got 7 points and 3 rebounds as well. That will be all for us. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
And as you might expect for the team with the second best record in the West, the Spurs dominated the East last season, played each team twice for a total of 30 games, and went 25-5 in that stretch.
Leonard attacking. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Tim Duncan was offended after last year's finals when reporters asked if he'd consider retiring. He said, "I can't believe you're asking that question. It's been 5-6 years you're saying we're too old." And guys, it's true. This is a team that's been written off season after season, and they find a way to keep their window open. Coach Greg Popovich said, quote, "Vacation is overrated. You can only grow so many tomatoes and read so many books." Guys, until they say they're done, you never count them out.
Doris, the Spurs win percentage over the Duncan era, the best of any team in NBA history over a 15-year span. I'd have to agree with you. And Clark, back to what you said about the Spurs in the East, it was far and away the best record against the conference, Steve, for a team in the West.
Yeah, the second best record was Memphis with 22 wins. So kind of scary to think that they rested their big stars a few times against teams in the East, and they were still able to put up that kind of a record.
Now here's Parker. He's got 10. Gets it to go.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And he also is incredibly adept at running the pick and roll. He almost always makes things happen when he instigates that play.
Now Duncan, following the miss by Chris Bosh from deep. Duncan dishes to Green. And he lays it straight in. And it's an 8-point Spurs lead.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
From deep, LeBron. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 3 assists now in this one. Spurs leading by 5.
And as he has gained more experience in the league, Wade has taught himself to rely a bit more on his jump shot and a little less on attacking the rim. But still, you see his confidence really lies in his ability to attack the lane.
And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. The Heat making a switch here. Now off the inbound, and the layup is up and in. Wade's got 8 points.
And they've made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. And Wade, still a player who thrives on getting in the lane, Clark, and for his career, under 30% from long range.
Yeah, you know, his jump shot is more of a mid-range weapon, quite honestly. He loves the bank shot, loves the floaters, and is always looking to get somebody in the air with that pump fake. And usually, more times than not, guys bite and he gets free throws.
He gets to the line, you're right. Back to LeBron from the arc. And Ginobili pulls it down. San Antonio leading by 5. Here's Parker. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
No, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the evening.
You know, you look at Ginobili, and he's slender and doesn't scream athleticism, but he is nimble, and nobody in the league is more of a contortionist going to the basket than Manu.
Now here's Anderson from outside the arc, and the shot is good. Cole's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. For San Antonio, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter, 4 of 8. And Bellinelli kicks to Parker, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. The Mount Ginobili, Clark, as you mentioned, an unconventional driver. Left-hander that throws guys off.
Yeah, it's kind of a herky-jerky type maneuver, but, you know, it's that side step. We call it the Euro step. It might as well be called the Manu step these days. James Harden copied it from Ginobili, but it's so hard to stay in front of him.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Tony Parker. San Antonio leading by 5. Ginobili kicks to Bellinelli. Duncan outside. To the paint. Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Leonard's got 8 points.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game. Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare. Then the Pacers really took them deep all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ray Allen is checked in for the Heat. Bellinelli passes to Ginobili. Dishes it to Bellinelli. Back to Ginobili. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
The Heat trail by 7. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James' brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
Passes it to Bonner. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Matt Bonner. Duncan with a screen on LeBron. Allen against Leonard. Ginobili outside. Now the pass to Bellinelli. Pulls up. High post. Here's Diaw. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Chris Anderson.
You know, Kevin, Diaw is a really interesting player. He's not a big scorer, but he's capable. He can rebound the ball, not really a shot blocker. But mainly, he's strong. He's a cagey defender, and then a playmaking big man can step out and you can run your offense through him because he's such a good passer.
Yeah, indeed. A very good passer for a big man. He played some small forward when he came into the league right off the bat, and you can see some of that skill set now in his play.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly. The Spurs have always been very mindful of resting key players during the regular season. Some of it has to do with the age of their players. Some of it is regarding talent because they knew they were a playoff team most years. And you look at the research, there is something to be said for not playing guys when they're fatigued because injuries are more likely if you play tired.
And Miami making a change here. Battier's checked in. Cole. And a miss there on the triple. San Antonio leading by 5. It's Ginobili with the drive. Tries again. Can't get the layup.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. And they were right in his face.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Spurs lead by 3. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And one other thing I would add is the mid-range game has been really impressive. I mean, they're showing great touch on some of those 15, 17-footers.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, he's been the star of movies before, but Ray Allen recently shared some of his plans for what he'll do after basketball. First thing on his list is to get back in front of the camera and resume his acting career.
And for Ray Allen, now 38 years of age. Interesting to see how much longer, Steve, he thinks he can continue and how much teams feel he can continue.
Well, he's had some foot issues that have slowed him down a little bit. I thought he had a terrific regular season last year for the Heat, although maybe a little bit slow during the playoffs. But, you know, great shooters have a way of sticking around.
LeBron dishes to Wade. Back to LeBron. Kicks it to Bosh. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second bump. And Miami making a change here. Cole's checked in. San Antonio leading by 4. Now the dish to Ginobili. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
On a per-minute basis, you know, Manu Ginobili continues to be one of the top shooting guards in the game. Of course, the Spurs have always limited his minutes to protect him from injury. Last year, 25 minutes a game is about what he played.
And you mentioned injuries for Manu. He's had his share for his career. He's missed an average of about 15 games a season.
Kevin, part of it is just the way he plays, just the attacking nature of his drives. He draws a lot of contact. And you look at his age, mid-30s. I mean, the Spurs want to keep him healthy, try to save him for the playoffs, so they try to limit his minutes and bring him off the bench.
And Norris Cole's going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He laid out the X's and O's and told them, we're still alive, guys. We've just got to work together, trust each other, and play our backsides off. Kevin, we'll see if they've got enough of the tank to get over the top.
It was great to hear from you, Doris. Wade kicks to LeBron. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. 19 points for LeBron.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the 3-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Here's Cole. Tipped. Stolen by Ginobili. And the rejection by Battier. They get it back. And Diaw kicks to Bellinelli. Duncan makes it off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 5.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
And the Heat call time here. San Antonio making a switch here. Parker's checked in. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. LeBron passes to Cole. The three-pointer is right on target.
And we've seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points.
Now, here's Diaw. Diaw gets a screen from Parker. Now, here's Diaw. He's guarded closer. Just 5 to shoot. It's Ginobili with the drive. It's hauled in by the Heat. Here's Cole, and he hits it to tie the game up. Cole's got 11 in the second half.
Well, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Parker against Wade. Oh, trying for it. Leonard kicks to Ginobili. From deep. Gets it to go. Ginobili's got 7 now in this quarter.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Cole dishes to Battier. Lets it go. Off the left rim and out. Spurs leading by 3. Ginobili with the ball. Wade picks him up. Diaw the pass to Ginobili. Here's Duncan. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around. They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
Well, to keep a lead like this, they should continue to attack the paint like they have been. Don't settle for jump shots. Find your way to the free throw line.
Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Shane Battier. Here's Duncan. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's 10 points for Tim Duncan. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Back to Chalmers. To halt the run. And that one's good.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot. But if they do, I think you're right, Buck. Particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're leading by 4. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:55 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Parker, and it's blocked by Bosh. And it's on its way from Chalmers for 2. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Boy, you can sense the urgency with them now. I mean, right here, they're flat in the first half, but they come out here in the second half with a lot more fire and a lot more intensity. You can see they're driven to get things done.
I'll tell you what, he's made more than a few of those in his career.
On deep. No good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. The feed to Leonard. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
LeBron dishes to Bosh. Back to LeBron. Launches it. Offensive rebound Heat. Wade kicks to Bosh. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Starting to get it rolling, guys. That's 4 3-pointers for the game. 3 of them coming in this second half.
Here's Parker. And it's Haslem with the rebound. Miami's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Here's Bosh. Yes!
This is exactly what happens when you allow Chris Bosh to get going.
There's 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Ginobili bats for 2. And that one goes long.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Wade passes to Haslem. In deep. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
And an intentional foul right there. Right on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Boy, what nerves. Those free throws now put them in a very good position. 3 points ahead.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're losing by 3. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
So the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game. And here is Parker.
And a chance here to send it into overtime.
Need a 3.
And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, LeBron James.